the cat with the longest tail in the world, and the Raiders of the Lost Ark in real life. What a weird week.
Hi, everybody, it's Weird.
This is like crazy being here.
Weird.
Really weird tales.
Bigfoot eats out of my trash.
Well, I got a great show for you today with some wonderful weird stuff.
Hi, friends. I'm Scott, and this is What a Weird Week. You give us 15 minutes. We'll give you 10 of the weirdest news stories of the week. The weird, the odd, interesting, sometimes uplifting even, I would say, like maybe once. And you can get all our show notes if you go to shownotes.page if you want to find out about our podcast or get in touch. All of the things are at shownotes.page. This is Season 6, Friday, April 4th, 2025.
Number 10.
Number 10 is the video game study written up by Science Alert this week. They look at the study involving kids aged 9 and 10. And what does playing video games do to those kids? Well, there seems to be a correlation between playing video games and higher IQ. Remember when video games were supposed to be bad for us? Well, this study does not seem to lean that way. I mean, more research needed and all that stuff. It's a correlation, but put down the works of Shakespeare, start playing a video game. Serious. How about this? A video game starring William Shakespeare. He's the main character. And you have to slice a bunch of fruit that people are throwing onto the stage at his actors. Hey, I think I just wrote a video game, you guys. There's more to this study, and again, it's a correlation. They didn't look at some things. They didn't look at, increased screen time, what it does to your sleep patterns and that sort of thing. So you're going to want to do a deep dive before you present your case to somebody who says you shouldn't be playing video games. But there is something there.
Number 9.
Number 9 is the 3-year-old girl who discovered the 3,800-year-old Scarab Amulet in Israel. Article says she was playing amongst the rocks and saw a beautiful stone, picked it up. It was an amulet. Archaeologists say it is Middle Bronze Age, almost 4,000 years old. It is beautiful. I mean, I guess I'm not really good at that sort of thing. Like, I still have a mood ring. I think a mood ring is beautiful. By the way, this is not a mood amulet. It's just a regular amulet. We have a link if you want to see what it looks like. It was covered a lot in the news, but if you haven't seen it yet, click shownotes.page. And you guys, I'm an ideas machine, but let me throw this one out here. I don't know, controversial, but it seems like little kids a lot of times find these really cool things amongst the rocks. And so why don't we just start, sure, you can go to university, become an archaeologist, but also let's send some kids out to the dig site sometimes. Just maybe like some sort of daycare situation where you take a bunch of kids to a pile of rocks that you suspect maybe there's some artifacts in there, and you just let them play for the morning and then see what happens. Could cut your work in half, archaeologists. Listen, no bad ideas when you're brainstorming, right? Little kids at dig sites. I feel like maybe we just saved archaeology. Hey, you guys, do you feel that too?
Number 8.
Number 8 is one of these stories I love where somebody bought a piece of art for $12 and now it might be worth $1 million because now, a little bit of backstory. This person was an art appraiser or is an art appraiser. And so they saw a couple of telltale signs. They think maybe this piece of art is done by Renoir. Like it's a masterpiece, perhaps. Right now, we're in the phase where you got to get that thing authenticated. So the wheels are in motion. But wouldn't that be fantastic if you saw, using your skills that you learned as an art appraiser, you see a couple of little clues and you're like, oh, yeah, I'll pay $12 for this. And then it turns out to be worth $1 million. I love that story.
Number 7.
Number 7 is cold plunges, you guys. And the science behind it appears to be, indications are that cold plunges are good for you. If it's not hurting anybody and you're enjoying that cold plunge, I'd say cold plunge like crazy. But I didn't realize there's a study out, University of Ottawa, cold plunges, if you do them for 7 days. Now, that's not 7 days, you get in and 7 days later you get out. No, it is every day for 7 days. According to the research we linked to, it looks like that will improve cellular resilience and help your cells to manage stress better through cold plunging. The age of the hot tub is over, you guys. Now it's the cold tub. Everybody's getting them. That's what I heard. Anyway, I'm going to stop there on it because there's a lot of science, but maybe you're interested. You can click the link, shownotes.page.
Number 6.
Number 6, here's the headline. Resurfaced claims of dinosaur sightings in the Congo. Dinosaur sightings, you guys. The Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, that's a place that has a lot going on already. Do they need the stress of dinosaurs roaming around? Who has time for that? But there seems to be an uptick in sightings. This is a sauropod-looking dinosaur, and it's a creature. It's been debated for over a century, according to the article, and people are skeptical. But now there's been an uptick in reports, and it seems to correlate with the deforestation of the rainforest. So is that where they were hiding? That's what the true believers say. Obviously, they were hiding in the rainforest, and the deforestation is driving them out. But also, maybe they don't exist, you guys. The debate rages on. If you want to see an artist rendering of what the dinosaur-like creature is supposed to look like, you can click the show notes.
Number 5.
Okay, number 5 is another cryptid story, you guys, from Pennsylvania. Possible Bigfoot sighting. You're going to want to click the photo. If you haven't seen this in your local newscast, well, they're failing at news. I'll tell you that much. What are they covering? The trade war? The tariffs? Is that what they're covering? We need more of the Bigfoot sightings, you guys. This one was a photo taken by the National Weather Service in Pennsylvania. And if you don't have a chance to click, we'll link to it in the show notes. But I see trees. I see the grass looks very green in Pennsylvania. And then I see what is obviously a Bigfoot in the background. So, and then the article we linked to, I mean, there is a history. Pennsylvania has a number of Bigfoot sightings through the years, reported sightings. Then the article circles back to the National Weather Service, and they are now making it seem as though perhaps it was a prank, or maybe they think it's a hoax, something like that. There's only one way to find out. Let's start a GoFundMe, and we're all going to Pennsylvania. We're going to live in the woods for 8 months. Does that sound good? So how much are we going to need? Let's set it at a cool $1 million. Can somebody set that up for me? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Number 4.
Number 4, this one's fun. This is a study of 2,000 people. So, modest size sample there. According to the researchers, we check out 3 days before our vacation from work. We're already checked out in our brains. And so we're useless, basically. They might as well, when you take a week off of work, here's my proposal. Because we're useless 3 days before our vacation, they should just let you have those 3 days. If you promise to stay super focused Monday, Tuesday, and then you get Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off because you're going to be checked out anyway. Like, I would really buckle down on Monday, Tuesday. If they gave me the rest of the week off before my next week off, I think I'm on to something, you guys. I'm making a lot of sense today.
Number 3.
Number 3 this week is this lady.
My name is Chanel Tapper, and I am the Guinness World Record holder for female with the longest tongue. I like little fun, silly, or what have you, things like that. That's what makes my tongue, I feel, the most fun, when I could do things that are outside the box with it. Honestly, the best reaction I could ever get when somebody sees my tongue is screaming. I actually do like when people yell or scream or in shock or horror sometimes, but that's probably my favorite one because it's funny.
So yes, that's Chanel Tapper, the lady with the very long tongue, almost 4 inches long. And she was written up, made some headlines this week. United Press International has a story about how she can play Jenga with her tongue. That's a thing, you guys, Tonguejenga. Seems like you'd want to consult your physician and maybe dentist before you played Tonguejenga. So please be safe before you attempt Tonguejenga. And maybe don't ever bet against Chanel Tapper. She's very good at it. If you want to see the video, she does like it when people scream at her very long tongue. So if you want to see the video and have a good scream, click the show notes.
Number 2.
Number 2 is the cat with the very long tail. The cat's name is Mr. Pugsley Adams, 2-year-old silver Maine Coon from Minnesota. The longest tail in the world for a living domestic cat, 18.5 inches. So for reference, that's about one large pizza across. If Mr. Pugsley sat adjacent to your pizza, Mr. Pugsley's tail would go right across that pizza. And Mr. Pugsley, come on, I was going to eat that pizza. Or if you lined up 6 smartphones, 6 of your average smartphones, that's how long. So let's say you had your 6 favorite smartphones out and you were showing them off, and Mr. Pugsley whips that tail. Mr. Pugsley, I was trying to show off these smartphones, all these 6 smartphones. Your tail is in the way. There, does that sort of paint a picture? Or I know, instead of using your imagination, you could click the photo. We'll have a link to the photo in the show notes. Click shownotes.page. Honorable mention. Couple of funny stories. Another cat story, honorable mention. The Dreamies cat treat billboard campaign that made a few headlines in the ad circles because they're putting up billboards in major cities and then they are attaching actual cats to the billboard. Cats are fastened. They're glued to the billboard and they're like, just on display. No, I'm only kidding. It's lifelike cats, but they're not real cats, but they are 3D lifelike hand-painted fiberglass cats. Dreamies cat treat billboard campaign. That's an honorable mention. Honorable mention number 2. Another honorable mention about the octopus who rode the shark. And that's kind of it. It's not really, I guess it happens sometimes where an octopus will ride a shark, but they got some footage of it, and we'll link to that. If you want to check out Octopus Riding Shark, click shownotes.page.
Number 1.
All right, our top story this week involves the real-life Raiders of the Lost Ark. According to declassified CIA documents from 1988, the CIA was using remote viewing techniques. People who could remote view, travel to places in their mind and see things, discover secrets using their mind power. So the CIA was trying to find the Ark of the Covenant in 1988. This is a project called Project Sunstreak. And the article we linked to says at least one remote viewer claims to have discovered the location of the Ark of the Covenant, describes where it is. The thing from the Bible, the thing that held the 10 Commandments, the Ark of the Covenant. So interesting that the CIA was trying to locate that. It seems like a movie. There is some skepticism about remote viewing and whether the actual Ark of the Covenant was discovered through remote viewing. Not everybody's on board with the remote viewing, but it is true that there are other documents that show the CIA did try to discover secrets through remote viewing techniques. So what I would say, if you want to click the link and do a deep dive into the story, click shownotes.page. If you decide to go to where the Ark of the Covenant is, don't open it. Don't look inside. Did you see the movie? Just be careful. Okay, that's that. So thanks for listening. We're going to wrap it up and we'll be back next week with more weird stuff from the news. If you want to get different ways to listen to our show or do a deep dive into our show notes, transcripts and all that, you can go to shownotes.page. Shownotes.page is where all our stuff is. Catch you next week with more weird stuff on What a Weird Week.